Hi guys, today's video I think is a very important one, and the reason for that is Wilma and I are going to try to do our best to compare what this specific home in this area of the Philippines cost us 2 years ago when we built it, which was just on the cusp of the global inflation. Most of the things that we purchased was, pre-inflation, and then compare it to the best of our ability of what things cost today. Now, it's taken a while for us to gather all this information. I did my best. I actually talked to realtors. I talked to a couple people that's already built homes. I've actually talked to a couple people that built homes back in 2018 and 2020, because we built in 2022, and really try to gather information, and of course some contractors and things like that. So we do believe we have accurate data, what it costs to build a home in this area right now. But I always have to throw out that disclaimer. This video is our opinions. And it's local data. It may vary in the Philippines.
By island?
By island.
Yeah.
It could. So we just want to throw that disclaimer out there. And also, we are not trying to talk anyone out of or into building a home in the Philippines. We're not trying to do that.
No.
All we're trying to do is arm you with some knowledge, because it is a big undertaking for a foreigner like me to move to a foreign country and purchase land with our hard-earned retirement dollars, build a home. It's not the easiest thing to do. So we're just trying to arm you with information, and that's really what our channel has morphed into. It's really just showing you how we live our lives and how we continue to do projects. And then I try to throw some information in there just because I've learned a lot over the last 3 years.
Definitely.
Been here 3 years now in the Philippines, and I'm trying to share that information with you. But again, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Watch multiple channels, do your own research. So I want to throw that disclaimer out there. Now, there's an old saying, and I believe it originated from one of the presidents of the United States, Ronald Reagan. He said, "Trust but verify." So I kind of twisted that a little bit here in the Philippines. My line is don't trust and verify twice. Because you really do have to use caution and really get involved and do as much research as you can. So I want to share with that a bit of information with you as well. And Wilma and I would also like to take a moment. We looked at some data, and 60% of our viewership, and we have a lot of new subscribers. So our channel has morphed. A lot of our old time, when we're building a home, subscribers, not all, but many, no longer watch our channel. That's what the analytics show. And there's a lot of new people that have joined the channel. So if you have not subscribed, why not? It's free. Hit the like button, because they say that helps push a video like this out to other people that normally would never get it on the recommended line on YouTube. And then they have an opportunity to see it. And then you always say share the video.
Yes.
Consider sharing the video, all of which is totally free. A lot of you have said, I watch your videos on TV, and I don't know how to hit the like button on a TV. So I happen to have my remote here. So what you have to do is, most remotes have an up, down, left, and right, and then usually the center is enter. So if you don't know how to like, you hit the up button on your remote 2 times. 1, 2, up. Go over 3 times. Go over to the right 3 times. So up 2, over 3, and you'll see a thumbs up like this. that's not colored in. Now, right next to the thumbs up, there's a thumbs down. I guess you can click it if you want. But the thumbs up, when you're hovered over it, hit the center button or enter, and it actually will color in. Now, don't hit it twice. So, Mom, when you try to hit like for the first time, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna hit up twice, no problem. You're gonna hit over to the right 3 times, no problem. But I know you're gonna hit like 2 times because you wanna give our video 2 thumbs up. When you do that, you do thumbs up and then you hit it a second time, you take the thumbs up away. So it's a 0 thumbs up. So only hit enter once. So a little fun with that, right?
Yes.
So try to subscribe. We do appreciate it. Consider subscribing. And let's get to the data because we have a lot of numbers to share. So if you guys like numbers, this video is for you.
A lot of numbers.
Look how many numbers I have here. So we did the best we can to break this down for you. And we try to be a little conservative. We don't want to show that it's going to cost double because that's not true. So we were conservative and we'll get through that. And I'm probably going to try to pause between each category while we're filming this because I'm going to do my best during the edit phase to put either the numbers over here or maybe down at the bottom just so you can have a reference for numbers as we go through this. And then at the very end, we'll do the total damage. So let's start with the lot. You guys know when we did our costing video, which was pretty popular video.
Yes.
It's got over 350,000 views. And I'll link that video in the description box of this video because maybe you didn't see that video. And that was at the end of the build, we sat down and went through all the costs. And we tried to get everything. I mean, we even did the furniture, like the beds and the refrigerator, the couch, the table that we're sitting here. We added it all up to really give you as accurate information as possible. So let's start with the land, the lot. We paid, and I used 55 because that's what I used, peso to dollar, because that's what I used during the costing video, 55 to 1. It's about 57, 58 now. So take that in consideration, but I'm trying to do apples to apples. So I'm using 55 pesos to the American dollar. And it's starting to inch down a little bit. So we need to keep an eye on that. So the land, the lot that we bought here, and you guys seen it many, many times. We paid 1.8 million pesos for this lot. And it has an overlooking ocean view, and that's what really drives the cost. When you have an ocean view, the price of the land goes up. And there's other things involved as well. And if you watch that video, the costing video, I go over that in detail. So that's 32,727 US dollars. We thought that was a lot at the time. I thought we were going to spend less than that.
Yeah.
So now, and I got 2 different numbers. They were going back and forth, and a friend of ours said, use the higher number because the cost is going up. I'm going to use the lower number because, again, I'm trying to be conservative because I don't want to scare anybody away. So right now, land with overlooking view, you know, that has municipal water and primary power and all that, is going for about 2,500 pesos per square meter. Quite a few people I spoke to said use 3,000 because we know a lot of friends of ours who just recently bought property in the last 6 months, paid 3,000 and above, and they don't have an ocean view. But I'm using 2,500. So that means the land would cost today $50,000. So That's a 35% increase in
That's a
2
lot.
years. Big.
That's a lot, yeah.
That's big. Now, is property going to level out or continue to go up? I guess nobody knows. My opinion, it's going to level and plateau for a while. That's just my opinion, because I've been telling people you might want to wait if you haven't purchased land. But again, don't listen to me, because I just think land is just too expensive.
Yeah.
I do think people are getting greedy. I really do. They're trying to squeeze homes in anywhere they can, trying to cram in additional lots just so they can sell the property. So I think greed is playing a factor. And I think a lot of foreigners moving into this area is driving up cost as well. So you could say that's a positive or a negative, because it drives up the cost, but it also brings a lot of jobs and opportunity for people. So it can go either way. So we paid $32,700, and today $50,000, 35% increase. The house itself, with the cost of materials, and I was just asked this just yesterday by someone. Did you catch the lower prices? And the answer is yes. Our contractor was able to catch like cement and some steel, sand and gravel at the lower cost, because it has really risen. So we paid for this house, the house alone, 3.3 million pesos, or 60,000 US dollars. In today's cost, I used 30,000 pesos per square meter. So that's 5.88 million pesos. That's a 46% increase. So the house today would be $105,454. 2 years ago, 60,000. Today, 105,454. Now, I think some of you might comment that, oh, I could build cheaper than that today. And the answer is yeah, if you don't try to build Western style. We have a lot of expensive glass, extremely expensive. You can see the kitchen cabinets are lower and above. A lot of Filipino homes don't have cabinets above. We put in some expensive porcelain tile. We did the expensive Italian white granite.
Yeah.
You know, we did a lot of extras. We did, tile to the ceiling in the bathrooms and extra fixtures. And, we did try to do some Western style amenities that drives the cost up. Can you build more Filipino style a little bit less? You can, but remember, we're doing apples to apples. So 60,000 2 years ago, 105,454 today, 46% increase. The pool, we paid 800,000 pesos for the pool. And I believe that was a deal even 2 years ago, because we had quite a few people say 2 years ago that we got a good deal on the pool.
Yeah.
So that's $14,545,000. $14,545. Spoke to a pool installer in Dumaguete. He said that this pool today would be 1.2 million. So that is $21,818, or a 33% increase in just 2 years. Double digits. It's a lot. Our wall around the property.
That was 800 also?
Yeah, it was 800,000 also.
Yeah.
So 800,000 pesos for the wall around our property, which again was the same price as the pool, $14,545. So what I did there was I had to take our linear feet and ask a couple of contractors what they charge for a wall that's about 7-8 foot tall. By the linear meter, that's how they calculate it, the contractors around here. So we paid 61.53 pesos. Today it's 8,000. So I don't know if you need that information or not. But today would be 1,040,000 pesos, or $18,909, or a 24% increase.
Yeah.
Everything, every line item, the prices are up. So if you just take the raw bill data, not the ancillary items we're going to get into in a minute, we paid $121,817 for the house, the pool, the land, and the wall. Nothing else, just a shell. $121,817. Today's money would be $196,181, or a 24% increase. Pretty big. So then I took the ancillary items, and this is a little more difficult because I'm not going to say, okay, we paid 100,000 pesos for the couch, and we went to Mandawi Foam, and now they're, you know, it's 110,000 pesos. We weren't going to get into that, you know, minutia of detail. So what I did was I took all the ancillary items and just added 10%. Again, trying to be conservative. I think that's fair to add 10% to some of the ancillary items. So attorney fees for everything was $2,618. 10% is $2,880. Architect was $1,454. So that would be $1,600. Excavator was $3,000, and 10% would be $3,300. The extras that the contractor did for us was $2,909. That was things above the contract. It would be $3,200 today if you just add on 10%. Probably be more. And then everything else. And everything else, I want to say it again because I've been getting a lot of questions because they say, hey, you built the house for under $150,000. Does it include everything? And the answer is yes. So right down to the beds and the mattresses and the couch and the tables and the refrigerator and the stove, TV on the two TVs on the wall, everything. We added it all up. It was $9,854. We added 10%. So $10,840. So here's the big total. If you watch the earlier video that's in the description, we said that we built this all in for $141,652. Now that did not include the solar. So the solar was about 7,000, I think. I didn't add that. So if you want solar, add 7,000 to that number, 141,652. If you do all the add-ups to build this house today, everything included, $218,001. I just figured I mentioned the $1. So that is a 36% increase over 2 years, or in dollars, an additional $76,349 that we believe it would cost you to build this exact same house with this exact same piece of land today. I think that's important information to share. Now, should that change anyone's mind? No. If you're building a home now, and it's your dream home and you're doing it for all the right reasons, which is all individual reasons why you're building a home, of course you're going to continue with it. If this is your last home, where you're building a home and you're saying, I will never move again and I'm going to live here forever and I'm going to pass this home to our children, then it doesn't matter. And of course, if you have the money, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Right?
Yeah.
So not trying to talk anybody out of anything, but just trying to let you know that if you're in the process, meaning you're thinking about coming here, and there's a lot of you that are, we just met somebody yesterday that just arrived in this area yesterday, And we had a conversation with them, and they're looking for land. So they're at the very early stages. Not just here, they're looking for land in many, many islands, which I recommend you to do. Is it the right time with that increase, $76,000 additional dollars in just 2 years? You have to ponder that. We look at basically all our material belongings, right? Our home, our truck. It's just materials. It's brick and mortar. People do ask us, ask Wilma, ask me, would you ever sell this home? The simple answer is, of course we would. If someone came to us and offered us a lot of money,
A good offer.
an offer that you can't refuse, right? I mean, I paid 1.15 million for my truck. If someone came to me and said, I'll give you 2 million pesos for your truck today, I love my truck. I'm never probably ever going to own another vehicle in my life. It's going to outlive me. But if someone would give me stupid money, 2 million pesos for a 1 million peso truck, what would you do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, show me the money. So, we don't look at things like maybe you guys do. Everyone's an individual. Everyone is different. Like I said, we're not trying to change anyone's minds.
No, not
We're just
at all.
trying to arm you with knowledge, information, and any one of you could challenge us on this data. It was the best data we put together. It's accurate data, what we paid and what we believe it costs today. We spoke to a lot of people. And I mentioned earlier in this video that I even spoke to someone who built a home in 2018 and 2020. Because could they, and I think I've mentioned this before, could they do a video and say, hey, Greg, you paid $141,000, but 2 years before you,
They pay cheaper.
I paid $100,000,
Yeah.
and that's the same 36%. The answer is no. The prices over the years have increased gradually. So if you looked at it on a graph, it would be like this. After the pandemic, so we're talking around 2022, the graph, in my opinion, does this. It goes up. So I don't believe that this time right now is as flat of an increase in price than it was, say, 4, 5, 6 years ago. And again, that can be debated, but I've had those conversations with foreigners who built homes 4 and 5 years ago. So the prices has steadily gone up, but they really spiked between 2022 and 2024.
Yeah, ever since they open for the
After the pandemic.
for tourism.
Right, once they opened tourism.
Yeah, everything.
People
is-
flooded in
Yeah.
because a lot of foreigners escaped the Philippines in like 2020, try to get back to their home country when the pandemic hit, and then they were gone for a couple years. A lot of them never returned, but a lot of new people flooded in. And then with everything going on in the world right now, you have to add that. I can speak somewhat to the United States. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of debate, a lot of disagreement politically. Prices has really skyrocketed, taxes, cost of living, people coming to retirement age and saying, I can't make it now. I have to continue working past 62, 65, 67, continue to work into their 70s. And then they say, you know what, I'm going to look to another country. And a lot of people are doing that. And they're looking to a lot of different countries. And one of them happens to be the Philippines, where they can come here with that nest egg that they have, as well as their pension or Social Security or 401k, whatever they have. And it, really doesn't work for them in the US, but it works very well for them here in the Philippines. So they're flooding in. But just be known that you are kind of at the pinnacle of costs right now. Now, will costs continue to rise? Probably.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not just the house prices or property prices going up. Also the food, the electricity.
Yeah.
So everything is, I noticed that, it's just it's going up.
Yeah, that's true. We are spending a little more for food. Electricity, thank God, is not an issue for us because we have solar. So you should definitely consider solar if you're going to build in the Philippines. It's just so efficient. I think it has a lot to do with being so close to the equator. But, you know, just be known, right? Knowledge is power. Take what we say as helpful hints or take it as wasteful information. But we tried to do our best just to give you that information because remember earlier I said, don't trust and verify twice. You know, if you're going to come here with, you know, a certain finite amount of money and invest $218,000 of your hard-earned retirement dollars into your dream home, your retirement home, you don't want to get taken advantage of and have it be $250,000, for example, or you're building it kind of at the peak. So will it plateau? I think it's going to, but I don't know. Will it go down? No, I don't think it will. I don't think it will go down. And then most people you talk to said it's going to continue the climb. So who knows? I guess time will tell. And we just want to give you guys that information. So that's a lot of information,
That's
a lot of numbers. It's a ton of numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to put the data, the numbers on the screen throughout the video. So then you guys can, you know, hit pause and write them down or do whatever you want to do. So I hope you guys appreciate the video. Again, we love the thumbs up. Share the videos as well as consider subscribing. We really do have a lot of stuff happening. You know, we haven't been doing many videos because we had a cold for a month and, you know, we just kind of didn't do many. We're getting back into the swing of things. We have another house build that we're getting ready to shoot a video this Sunday. You know, our neighbor next door, we're doing a lot of projects, upgrades to our property. I have a really fantastic interview coming up, and you don't know what this is about, but you will in a minute. I've already done the thumbnail. It's about 5 Filipinas that have all lived like 15 to 30 years in a Western country. All your girlfriends.
Yes.
And they're all going to come here or a restaurant. And I'm going to do an interview with these 5 ladies. Wilma's one of the 5, and they're going to talk about their transition.
So it's like a round table talk?
A round table talk. I've already spoken to the 5 ladies, well, the 4, and then Wilma, and they all said absolutely. So what's that TV show? I'm putting myself on the spot. New Jersey Housewives or New York Housewives, LA Housewives, right? All these fancy ladies that live in New Jersey or whatever the show is, and they talk about their lives. Well, I asked the ladies to all wear dresses, and we're going to do you know, a fancy photo because I already did the thumbnail, and we'll see how the Filipinas that have been away for many, many years. I think one was 35, one was 28 in the U.S., one I think was 35 years in the U.S., one was from the U.K., and they're going to sit down and talk about how hard it was for them to transition back to the Philippines. That's going to be a great video. So a lot going on. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys later.